Actually, I want to play the G above that, but I think I pulled something in my groin or maybe yesterday, practicing too much in preparation for this. It sounds like I'm just doing this like I just, rolled out of bed and just had a couple of friends come by. My son shows up because it's my birthday, but really, I really work very hard. My dad said to me when I was a kid, he said, doesn't matter what you do, as a musician, you got to make it look easy. And I think that's the most important thing, make it look easy. So that was my attempt at playing Man with the Horn. Let me see. Got water in the horn. Well, I've had better days, but that's not the point. I'm just glad that I'm not going to have a hernia here today, now. But let's get back to this trumpet catcher stuff that's been bugging everybody. Why is this guy doing this trumpet catcher stuff? Well, maybe it's my last offering to the trumpet world. Nobody else seems to be wanting to be interested in playing Bach on the Bach trumpet as like Bach's solo trumpet, Gottfried Reicher played it. Some people that got the thing like this, they're going, oh, just a hunting horn and whatever, and we're going to lip the notes around. Well, I'm sorry. Gottfried Reicher wasn't cracking notes and making excuses for his abilities. And a famous man who actually really got into this back in the 60s and 70s, even in the 50s, he was playing with Hanno Kohr and some other people in Vienna and in Amsterdam, like old music, alte Musik, they call it old music or ancient music. He was trying to play the trumpet catcher. His name was Donald Smithers, American from New York, upstate New York. And he never used a hand reflection, but he was trying to do this, lip the notes around, making a dramatic effect at it, or a heroic effect, attempt at doing this. But basically, he said, and he wrote some treatises, he did a lot of research about this, more than Ed Tarr and Friedemann Immer, or he actually played with Michael Laird, who Mike I had here several times to play double concertos with me. Do you ever hear me play concert with Michael Laird from London? Do you ever pick him up at the airport?
No.
Used to call the guy up. He was just such a super professional. I'd call him up and say, I got a concert in the Bamberger Dome. Can you make it on 2nd of July? This is like the 3rd of January. I called him up and, 2nd of July? I went looking at his calendar. Sure, no problem. So, okay, I'll pick you up at the airport in Frankfurt on the 1st of July, which happens to be Canada Day. Did you know that?
Yep.
Yeah. So, So I wouldn't even speak with him before that. He knew the repertoire we were going to play anyway. And it really didn't matter because he could play fly shit at 20 paces anyway. But I would pick him up at the airport. He was there. The time, the date, there was no problem. This was a super professional. He was a really very professional guy. And he played a lot with Donald Smithers in the early stuff when they were working with... but it was piccolo trumpet. I don't think he ever played the trumpet catcher. Not that Michael Laird wasn't capable of doing it. And Crispian Steele Perkins also in England. But there's a whole story about having met Mike Laird. I was on tour with the Bamberg Symphony Orchestra, and it was supposed to be a concert in a church while I was practicing. And but I'm not going to bore you with another story. I think I have to write a book or two. But to make a long story short, which is my favorite expression, this trumpet catcher, it's possible to play. Now, Sean, you've never played a trumpet catcher in your life, have you?
No, never.
I just put one together and put it in your hand, right? But you play this size mouthpiece because it happens to be my size. Remember you used to play a smaller mouthpiece? I thought because your lips are small, you should play a smaller mouthpiece?
Yeah. Well, it was my decision to move to the big mouthpiece.
Exactly.
It was a good decision.
It was a good decision.
But it was a hard decision.
Yeah. Can you just try to play a C for me on it? A little low C?
Is that how you hold it? I've never
I know. I hold it like this.
Could have told me before we did the video, but
well,
okay.
That's the whole thing.
That gives the effect.
I
that,
want to have the people see that these things
Okay.
are not as complicated. Don't put your hand in the bell yet.
Yeah.
Just,
Okay.
just on
Is
the
this
bell. Just hold the
together?
bell
It's a little bit-
like it's tweezers or whatever, you know. Okay. Move to the front. Move to the front of the chair. When you breathe in, move your elbows. Excuse me, son. A quick lesson. Move your elbows forward. Good. Let the air flow. Now, the most important thing with a natural trumpet, because it's twice as long as a modern trumpet, is that you have to have a very consistent airflow. It cannot get turbulent. It has to always be laminar, which means it has to be always consistent. So you have to breathe deeply, like when you always play the trumpet, and let the air flow. Don't force the trumpet. Don't force the air. Most people think that you blow the trumpet. You don't blow the trumpet. They skip stupid books. Teach your trumpet to blow, or teach your body to blow, or whatever. I'd like to give that guy a fast kick in the ass for his stupid asshole ideas that he makes people think that you blow the trumpet. You don't blow the trumpet. Maybe he does. That's why he blows it every time he blows the trumpet. But that's the question: is how you're doing it. So the idea again, when you breathe in, move your elbows forward. It gets your shoulder blades out of the you get your shoulder blades out of the way so that you can get more air breathing in against your lats. Okay, play a low C though. Okay, now let's do C, E, G. Oh, you got
My
your hand in the
too
bell.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have my hand in
Gets-
the
it
bell
gets
at all.
sharp kind
you
of
don't
when you-
need your yeah, exactly. It's called treiben or a fallen with that,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But no, you don't need your hand in the bell at all. Let's just get these things right.
Yeah.
Mike, you just remember to let me know when we got the 3-minute warning right here. So we get in under 14 minutes and 59 seconds. But the idea is, Sean, you want to get a nice, regular, smooth, and consistent airflow. And we already jumped over. We're playing the third, fourth, no, the fourth, fifth, sixth, and the eighth overtone. We jumped over the seventh. Can we do also the seventh? You're not used to it. You don't want to hear it, but you'll hear that it's the B flat that everybody calls flat. Okay, so it's not that hard, right?
No, but it's not a trumpet. It's
I call it another kettle of fish. It's
Yep.
another barrel of, another cauldron of fish. It's another story.
yeah.
The thing is this, son. You have to really control the airflow much better than with a modern trumpet. You have to really, the science of blowing the trumpet, you have to be more controlled. It costs more nerves. When you play the natural trumpet and your nerves aren't good, it skedaddles away from you right away. But that B flat, you cannot push up because you put your hand in the bell, and what you do is you usually take the note that's above and push it down.
Ah, okay.
But if the note's already flat, how are you going to get it sharper?
Yeah.
By putting your hand in the bell.
You're right.
So what you have to do is raise your tongue a little bit. Make the sound like you would be trying to do a trill, oi, 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 oi. That's why there are books, for example, by Mr. Girolamo Fantini, where he's writing about different vocals that you speak when you play certain notes. People think that's articulation. It is articulation, but it's also enunciation, pronunciation, and intonation at the same time. Getting beyond the simple idea. I mean, he's writing a book and trying to teach people how to play the instrument, so he's trying to make it as simple as possible. So if he says, tari, tari, to, tari, tari, ta, tari, the re means you raise your tongue. Now, I think he probably also played the trumpet-a-cacha, but he was most famous for the straight trumpet. And I was I had an email conversation with a famous trumpet musicologist and historian in Canada. His name is Henry Meredith. I met him once in 1981 on tour in Canada. He came to a concert. And he said that actually from he got 2 pure trumpets given to him, and they were straight trumpets. They weren't trumpet-a-cachas, given to him by Ferdinand, who was I think it was the Elector of Tuscany. Or Milan. No, Tuscany. So he got these. But Girolamo Fantini was a very famous trumpet player, and this writing articulations that have vocals, tari, tari, ta. Now, there's going to be somebody that's watching this YouTube and knows something really about playing the natural trumpet and knows what I'm talking about. That's why I'm talking about this stuff. Most people don't give a hoot and a holler about whether or not you get to say tari tari ra or tari turi ti or whatever when you play the natural trumpet. They probably not that interested in the natural trumpet at all. They're probably just it's sort of a curiosity to see a guy sitting there in his studio talking to his son about natural trumpet. He never played it before, and he has the unmitigated gall to show something in front of everybody just ad hoc and without any preparation. Well, welcome to my world. The idea is to make you understand that these things are not so difficult. And you don't have to have a doctorate, and you don't have to have a master's, and you don't have to have an undergraduate, and you don't even have to have a good pair of socks if you got good shoes to go over your feet so that no one sees you got a hole in the toe. The idea is you have to do your best to understand things yourself. My way of teaching is the method of helping a student teach himself and helping him to develop his own sense of discretion and his own sense of use his intelligence to discern for himself what's right and what's wrong, what's tasteful and what's not tasteful, what is beautiful and what's ugly or inconsistent with a certain style or a certain aspect of playing. So we're going to do another YouTube and talk a little bit more about the trumpet-a-cacha, and maybe I'll play a little Bach. But I just wanted to. I don't want to put Sean under pressure here about this. So I'll just, without talking any further, we'll just leave it at that for the natural trumpet for today. And thank you for tuning in. The next YouTube is either 25 or 26. Will it be 26? Probably 26. So, the man with the horn, 26. Bye.